Hello, everyone. Yes. To a LenoxPlay of Master of Orion. Alright. After starting a multiplayer Let's Play with Ugly Times 10, which we'll get up probably before this video finishes, I don't know. I got the hankering to start to do a small game, so this will be a quick Linux play of Master of Orion 1, which I, in many cases, tend to prefer. So we're going to play a small galaxy. We're going to kick the... Oops. This was produced by Simtech Software how long ago? 1993. I ended up finding this game in basically a 2-pack of strategy games. We're going to do 3. We're going to set it to average difficulty, and the galaxy size is small. Now, here are our races. Shorter list than Mu2. Human, pretty boring. Okay. Nice, but they have slow population growth rate. Basically, in Master of Orion 1, they can put colonies anywhere. They don't need to research any of those techs. However, they don't get access to a lot of the planetary techs, which sucks. Sakkras, good race, good population growth, access to all the population techs pretty well early. Nice. Research. They basically pump out twice as many research tech. They're really good, and everyone plays them. Alkari, really nothing to see here. They have a defensive bonus. Defensive ship bonus. They have a... their workers put out more. Their factories put out more output. But they have some problems with propulsion techs. They don't get propulsion techs early in the game, so their ships tend to be very slow. Yeah, that's basically like 2 tech levels of guns. It's good, but ground combat does not factor in enough, and they have some penalties that I do not like. Mechlars, enhanced factory controls. This means they can have more factories at any given time than anyone else, which is kind of convenient. Problem is, unlike the Klakon one, they have some problems with... They have more problems with pollution. And then the Darlocks. They're spies, and nobody likes you. I'm going to go ahead and play the Sakkras for this one. Their proper color of green. The ship, your banner color changes what ship design you have. So... and the homeworld of Sisla. So, yeah, I found this game originally back in probably 1996, I want to say. This game is a lot like Master of Orion 2, if you've looked at it. What I like about it that is not the case, that is different, yep, there we go, is all the resource management is handled through these sliders right here. That's it. That's all you do. Nothing more, nothing less. It is wonderful. Just a sec, folks. I'm gonna fix my taskbar so I can see the timer. There we go. Moving right along. So, white hearts burn incredibly hot and generally have hostile planets. Yeah. You can generally ignore these. Really. It's almost random. What I tend to do early on in Master of Orion 1 is I tend to go for maximum population first. Oh, really? Okay, this is Master of Orion. There's one planet near kind of... It's kind of in the center, but it's not really. That's called Orion. It's got a treasure room technology. If you get a colony on it, you get 4 times tech production, which is great. And it's always a good planet to have people on. But there's this twit here known as the Guardian. he's evil, and he's going to blow up my scout. This is the ship. Hostile. So that's Orion. It's nice that it's right next to me, but at the same time it blows because it's right next to me. This is the range. At the beginning of the game, you only can travel up to 3 parsecs away with your normal ships. Your scouts, the scouts it comes with, have a mod that lets them go 3 more parsecs. So anyway, see, look at that +5. Ooh, that's nice. In general, with the way the tech tends to work in this game, let's just go. I generally don't custom name the colonies. What I usually find in the game that works out for me is that what I find that doesn't work. Sorry, fixing a wire. Yeah, wow, look at that. So I tend to get the population up because if your population is up, it's harder for someone to take the colony out from underneath you with transports. Oh, that's nice. There we go. They max. What I saw was just something that says, "Hey, they reached their maximum population." The other thing you can do is you can lock individual bars. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split between production and ship production and industry. Industry will continue to build up until I run out of factories, and at that point, those sliders will go to anywhere. It's like assigning the people, except that it's just easier to deal with. Defense. The other thing I like about this game over the other one, notice it says 3 there. Yeah, that means if I have enough production capability handy, I can build 3 ships, 3 small ships instead of 1. I kind of prefer that over Master Orion 2's, where it's very hard to get. In order to build large amounts of small ships, you have to have, in a short period of time, you have to have that many colonies building them. I don't like that. Oh yeah, and this is research. We're going to lock that. We're just going to pump a little bit into there, which will start this stuff up. So, unlike Master Orion 2, there's some randomness here. Generally, what you want to do is you want to go to the most expensive one and click on that one, because that will open up the next tier. And things that give you range boosts or improved terraforming production, you don't care, because you always want the best. So tech here, we're going to go ahead and balance those out. Computers, construction, these are your tech levels. Your tech levels determine the cost of the technologies and the ships. So when your tech level is close to the invention level of something, you are in good shape. Or not in good shape, but it'll be its most expensive. When your tech levels get a lot higher, particularly construction and propulsion, stuff gets smaller, so you can fit more things on your ships. Oh, piss off. Those are the Merchants. They have their attack bonus, which means I need to get other things here. This is the planetary reserve. I can tax my planets like this, or once my industry is maxed out, I can, allocating anything to industry, instead plows the money into the reserves at a 1/2 penalty. So, rich and an ultra-rich planet, it's kind of worth it. At a regular planets, it's generally not. It's better just to plow it back and to move the production to research. Because whether or not you're rich doesn't affect your doesn't affect your RP gain. This is the GNN. Meklar Empire has grown in strength already. They control 3 star systems. Those numbers are based on the size of the game. The computer's a cheating bastard, so yeah, the computer's a cheating bastard. I want to keep that planet. I also want to get a ship down there. That's a barren, which means I need a special colony for that. That's 4 parsecs away, so I'm going to have to wait for some tech. Yeah, they're done with their people. Now they're going to start building up their industry. Defense is for planetary shields and missiles, which are awesome. Basically, if you have enough missile bases on a planet, and you can get a lot of missile bases, they eat away at your production, which means you have to keep maintaining them. However, um, your the ships will take very little time to get stuff done. Yeah, I'm just cycling turns because I am literally just waiting for this stuff to get done. Additionally, every ship you build has a cost to maintain. If I go to, say, ship maintenance cost, 12 BC a turn. So every turn it takes 12 BC out of something. Same with spying and everything else. These are the specs of everything I got. I don't need that. Scrapping, you can only have 6 ship designs in queue and available. If you scrap a ship design, it will scrap all of the ships of that, giving you a little bit of payback. Yeah. I'm going to build one more colony ship, and then I'm going to start sending out. Then that production is going to go to my technology. And I'm basically just going to slow build. Okay, we need robotic controls. Okay, so they're full up. I want missile bases on there soon-ish. Come on, there we go. Oh, that's nice. But I wanted the dead environment, not the barren, because this always happens with the computer because the computer is a cheating bastard. Specifically, the way this game works out is that let's go to the map. This is the space map. Environments. See the map key here, Terran, Jungle, Ocean, Minimal. You can always land on these. See this list: Barren, Tundra, Dead, Inferno, Texas, Radiated, and None. You can never land on None because there's nothing there. But if you have Barren, you can land on Barren. If you have Dead, you can land on Barren, Tundra, and Dead with the same one. Inferno, Toxic, Radiated. So it's basically a list, a stack. If you have one, it'll fall back up to the top. This is the map key for Ultra Poor, Poor, Rich, Ultra Rich, Artifacts, and Orion. Yes. Okay, this reduces my factory cost. This gives me better ship armor that I can buy. We're gonna get the John pellet gun. Range 5 fuel cells. Okay, now we want the nuclear engines. Okay, this is the copy protection of the game. The game wants you to pick the correct, I think it's the seeker. Wants you to pick the correct thing by looking in the manual. So I had range 4. Yeah, I had range 4. Okay. Now I'm within range of the Mershans. Nope, I'm not. That's interesting. Usually when you come within ship range of another race, they come up and they talk to you. It might need to be mutual. So let's do that. Now, Sisla here has a bunch of people. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a transport. And we're going to send 50 million people there. Because I know there's possibly a hostile race up there. And since I had the production bonus, I can basically get it pretty cheap. Oh, that's nice. 75. I'm getting colonized planets that don't blow. They're not great, but they don't blow. We'll take it. So, transport will send colonists or troops. The fun part about this game is that it's very flexible. Whether or not they're colonists or troops depends on whether or not they're landing on a hostile planet or a friendly planet. If you sent them and it was a friendly planet when you sent them, and then the planet got taken over by somebody else, they immediately become troops. I'll probably end up getting to that soon. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Okay, that's a toxic environment. It's actually a pretty crappy toxic environment. So in Mu 2, there's the Mechlars. They wish no empire with the filthy Sakkras. In Mu 2, you could pretty much land on everything except for radiated planets, but you just took penalties until you could terraform them. As you also probably noticed, there is one planet per star. Simple. I like it. Excuse me, folks. I need a cough. Ugh. Sorry, folks. So we're going to do this again. There. Okay, Sisla's finished off its colony stuff. I don't have any barren... I actually have a barren... See, I can build a standard colony base still. I can upgrade to Titanium 2. The 2 is basically a much heavier armor plate. This is the shipbuilding. I'm not actually going to build this. I'm not actually going to do this design. You can pick small, medium, large, or huge. The cost goes up, and you have total space, available space. Everything has a cost, etc. You can't refit ships in this game. Yeah, I have no space fleet. Suck it. Just fly over there. Okay. Yeah, don't care. Yeah, double tapping on a planet will show you something about it. Come on. GNN. Cheating. Okay, they're just talking about the empire populations. I'm Sakkra. I have top population. This is not surprising in the slightest. I got planets that let me use my ability. Let me use my abilities to the fullest, really. Okay, Proxima's maxed out. Now it's population. Yeah, that didn't take too long. That only took like 4 or 5 turns to get all the way up there. This improved terraforming basically gets you all the way up there. I am more interested in ramping up the colony bases. I'm going to design and build... I can't build any. I have to go to large for a colony ship. We're going to put a gun on it. And... oh. The size for the Tech 2 for the secondary armor plating is huge. So, and you get a bunch of icons you can pick. And we're going to go ahead and put a slightly better computer on there and put 3 Gatling lasers on it and a nuclear bomb. Probably a waste, but oh well. The way that you can transfer funds into a colony, what it does is it will up to double the current production of the colony, up until the money runs out that you transferred. Excellent. Personal deflector shields. This is convenient as heck. We're going to go ahead and get that. Class 5 planetary shield. Yes, sir. We're going to fly down there. Oh, what do I get? Oh. Races. Report. Xenophobic. Okay, they're xenophobes. They hate everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that up. The only planet in range is my homeworld, so we're going to do that. We're going to get scatter pack rockets because those are awesome, especially for early game tech. As you can see, I get more missile bases. I'm going to still try and steal some pure tech. Basically, your ability to successfully pull off espionage missions in Mu 1 is based partially off your computer tech, your relative computer tech. So, stealing computer tech, which I'm doing, pumps up your own tech levels. Sure. Oh, geez, that's a huge ship. Oh, bugger. Okay, Proxima's gonna start building missile bases. at a very slow rate. So what I will probably do... Oh, what was that? So what I'm actually going to do now, because it's been time, and I'm actually going to save here and go back to my Mu 2 Let's Play. So LP1, and we will see you some other time. I will get back to this, I promise. Unless of course Ugly Times 10 is not interested at this time at restarting. At which point I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Well, no, I'm not gonna sit here and wait. I'll keep running until he says, "Oh God." Yeah, we'll keep building missile bases. Missile bases are fun. Okay, now we'll stop building missile bases. Alright, let's try this again, folks. See you next time. Quit.